Hi, my name's Dr. Joe Bagley.
I'm Adrian Walker.
And I'm Catherine Smith, and we're members of the LGBT and Allies Staff Resource Group.
And we would like to share some of our key milestones from the last 12 months.
And reasons why having a staff network group makes Solent a truly great place to work.
I was one of the original founders with Ian Scrace back in November 2018. And over the last 12 months, we've made significant steps as a group. It's been so encouraging to see how our group has developed and grown into what it is today. So we're now going to cast our minds back to April 2019, where we attended a couple of conferences.
The first conference attended was the Stonewall Workplace Conference in London in 2019. It cemented ideas of what a network means. It was able to provide influence and direct organisations. It was inclusive for LGBT and others. It was reinforced by Ruth Hunt's quote, "Power in the room and acknowledging whose voice is excluded in the room." Are you prepared to give up something to hand over that voice?
Our second major conference that we attended in April was the Chrysalis Trans Inclusivity Conference in Solent University. There are three things really that we took away from this conference. The first was that it broadened our awareness of trans issues. The second was it inspired us to create more of a culture which is inclusive to those whose identity is beyond the binary gender norms, i.e. male and female. And the third thing was it encouraged us to introduce ourselves with our pronouns and to encourage others in the organisation to do the same. So for example, hello, my name is Catherine, my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Both of these national events were significant because they coincided with the 50th anniversary of the Stonewall Uprising in Manhattan. These were a series of marches and demonstrations by members of the LGBT community back in 1969. Thousands of LGBT people took to the streets to protest against centuries of abuse. This was a tipping point for the liberation movement and the fight for LGBT rights.
As a result, LGBT plus Pride is now celebrated each year internationally with a series of parades, concerts, festivals, exhibitions and educational events, promoting and celebrating self-affirmation, dignity, equality, inclusion and visibility of LGBT plus people. Subsequently, in June, we celebrated our first Pride event of the year, Portsmouth Pride. We joined forces with our partners at Portsmouth Hospitals and had a joint stand demonstrating system working to the benefit of our patients.
Then, in July, we officially launched the NHS Rainbow Badge Initiative. This was a national scheme created by Dr. Mike from Evelina Hospital Trust in London. By wearing the badge, we are sending a message to our patients and our colleagues that they can talk freely about LGBT plus issues in a safe space where they will be listened to without prejudice and can be assisted to appropriate support where needed.
In August, we attended our second Pride event, Southampton Pride. We teamed up with our colleagues in sexual health and ran a community engagement stand in the Guildhall. We engaged with attendees on the use of our pronouns. This was also my first resource group event, having recently joined the Trust. It was great to feel included, and I felt that I could be myself from day one.
In September, we continued our partnership working and attended the launch of Portsmouth Hospital Trust's LGBT plus network. The event was an opportunity for us to network with providers across the Hampshire and Isle of Wight system, and we were lucky enough to hear talks from Brighton and Sussex Healthcare Trust, and also we heard from Dr. Mike, the creator of the NHS Rainbow Badge.
In November, we reconvened as a group, strengthened our terms of reference, and I took over as convener of the group. We then started to plan our events for LGBT History Month, which was in February 2020. We officially launched the month in Portsmouth, and together we celebrated key milestones from LGBT history. We gained the support of our exec team, who attended and supported the initiative too, which was great.
During the launch, we also took the opportunity to run a Schwartz Round. A Schwartz Round is an evidence-based forum where staff can openly and confidentially discuss reflections around a particular topic.
Our second event in February was called Solent Stories. Again, we worked in partnership with Southampton Solent University, who ran a similar event earlier in the year. We organised this event as an opportunity for people to borrow an LGBT+ related human book, listen to that person's story, and have the chance to ask questions they may not otherwise have the opportunity to ask. I myself was a human book and told of my experience of being a gay dad.
So, all in all, 2019 to 2020 was a real growth year for the LGBT+ and Allies resource group and our inclusion initiatives. There is real power in people sharing their stories to help others learn and reflect on lived experiences. In summary, we developed greater partnership working in the system, our membership grew in numbers, and we gained further senior and exec support.
But the thing we're most proud of, which really demonstrates that Solent is a great place to work, is that by the end of March 2020, we had received 1,025 NHS Rainbow Badge pledges.
We would like to say a massive thank you to all of those that have supported us over the last year. Here's to the next year. Vogue.